Kagurabachi. You've probably heard that name at least once before. A shonen manga series released September 2023 by Takeru Hokuzono, the series follows Chihiro Rokuhira and his quest to seek revenge against his father's killers, as well as reclaim the 6 mystic katanas his father forged to end the war, aided by the help of a 7th secret blade, Enten. Good premise for a shonen story, though truth be told, nothing out of this world in terms of writing structure. However, unfortunately for the series, that's where the problems began to arise. It's definitely an interesting concept, but to some, generic. Too generic. And well, the internet did what the internet does, taking the concept and then an endless stream of memes were born. Discourse around the manga went from, hey, look at this cool new series, to, and then he said, I am the Kagurabachi, and used his Kagura slash to Kagura kill God. Basically, non-stop irony, making the entire series seem like a joke. I was one such person on the receiving end of these Kagurabachi memes, and I can't lie, they were pretty funny. But on the bright side, the memes did bring attention to the series. Lots of attention, surpassing several popular long-running manga that existed at the time. So I decided to check out the first chapter, expecting a series as mediocre as the irony behind the memes made it seem. But it was surprisingly good. I was expecting mediocrity in almost every department, and while yes, the backstory of Chihiro and his motivation was a bit sluggish to read, and very edgy at times, everything else was pretty well executed. The art went unreasonably hard, and the concept of a sword that bleeds black when unsheathed was, to be honest, pretty cool. In terms of pure shonen hype, it struck every pin that it needed to. Of course, the writing itself wasn't anything hard-moving, and I feel like the first chapter could have done a better job establishing the world and the stakes present in the story. However, in terms of pure shonen action, it more than got the job done. Most people aren't reading shonen for emotionally deep stories, though of course it's great to find them when they exist. And Kagurabachi does have some potential for that type of writing, more on that later, but in terms of the first chapter, all it needed to do was satisfy that cool shonen hype, which it did. Yet, with my mind tainted with all the memes, I found it hard to get engaged at more than a surface level. So I dashed the manga to the side and out of my mind, and over the course of months, slowly began to forget it existed. Then one day, I received a message, a screenshot showing me one of the coolest panels I had seen in ages, and a simple declaration, dude, read Kagurabachi. There's no way Kagurabachi is actually good. The first chapter only went that hard to hook readers. I'm sure after that, the mangaka gave up completely. Like, the memes were ironic. This thing isn't actually peak. Yup, I'm gonna open this page and be severely disappointed. Wait. Kagurabachi is actually good? Yes it is. It's been roughly 6 months since first release, and in that time, about 17 new chapters have been released. With the first story arc reaching its conclusion, it felt like a good time to make this video. Enough has been presented to us as the readers to learn a good amount about the world, as well as the general direction of the story. In terms of the power system, we've only gotten the absolute basics. It seems to take on a similar vein as Jujutsu Kaisen. There exist sorcerers who are capable of using spirit energy, a source of power that exists within all humans, regardless of age or combat abilities. This serves as the chakra, mana, or cursed energy of the verse, basically being the fuel that enables the use of abilities. It also allows for the user to physically enhance themselves, allowing for more violent battles that go beyond the scope of human possibility. While the power system is pretty simplistic thus far, it has been used to create some pretty engaging fights. However, the highlight of the power system, both in terms of complexity and sheer cool factor, is definitely the mystic katanas, which typically create the most engaging battles as well as the best overall character writing. To be honest, I kind of wish the entire power system revolved around weapons imbued with special abilities. That would have definitely made it stand out more, though there is nothing inherently wrong with the way it currently is. Surprisingly, even beyond the first chapter, the art remains astonishingly good. Takeru Hokuzono is no joke of a mangaka, and while there are some brief moments where the art appears weak, they pale in comparison to the several moments in which the art turns absolutely phenomenal. Just look at this, or even this. This art complements the story's fast-paced and engaging battles, which thus far have been a joy to read. Takeru writes his battles with a certain sense of strategy from all his characters, which in my opinion creates more conflict and reader engagement than basic slugfests would. The choreography in these fights is also outstanding at times. It's easy to follow along with, but the actions taken by the characters are in no way basic either. Overall, while Kagurabachi definitely isn't the genre-defining peak the memes made it out to be, it is shaping up to be a pretty good shonen, and if what you're looking for is just hype and captivating fights, I sincerely recommend that you give it a read. Now, while I have sung the series' praises, I do have to admit that in terms of writing, this series isn't anything deep. On one hand, I'm glad that the author avoids tropes and seems capable of developing their own character concepts, but they're also rather on the nose with their personalities and ideas. You won't find much complexity here if that's what you're searching for. While the character writing in of itself isn't anything impressive, the themes presented to the reader within just 18 chapters are. My favorite interactions are easily between Chihiro and Sojo, the first major antagonist who forced the former to question his entire worldview. The conflict Sojo represents is one of the perception of art, or the meaning behind a dead author's work, which isn't something I've seen explored within other shonen, or any manga for that matter. The mystical katanas are Chihiro's father's greatest creation, and thus far, Chihiro has viewed them as sacred weapons for the purpose of defending the weak and bringing peace. Anyone who uses them for otherwise is spitting on his father's legacy. Meanwhile, Sojo views them as weapons for mass slaughter, as well they are weapons, tools used for taking lives. What I like is that neither character is wrong, they're both right, and their weapons resonating with them seems to prove this. This implies that many perceptions on the purpose of mystic katanas may be correct, just like how people can take away different ideas when looking at an art piece. Though, whereas Sojo tries to force his worldview on others by using his weapon to cause mass slaughter, thus changing the populace's ideas of the mystic katana, Chihiro attempts to bring respect to his father's legacy by using them for good. Without a doubt, the mystic katanas are the most interesting thematic symbol within the entire series, and the theme of one's perception of art isn't one I've seen in many manga before. A satisfying path of character development has been laid out for the main characters to follow, and I hope in future, other wielders of the mystic katanas may form their own unique interpretations of the purpose of the blades. Perhaps their weapons shall resonate with them to follow this, much like how Sojo's did, and frankly, I can't wait to see that. All in all, Kagurabachi has serious potential, both in terms of writing and thematic elements, and the ability to produce engaging and riveting fights and story. I hope the author focuses on the message of their story, rather than abandoning that in favor of simply making cool art and fighting for the sake of fighting. Regardless, for the near future to come, I will be reading and I hope you will too. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you have any recommendations for what video I should make next, you know where to leave them. Until then, peace out.